I'm Melly O'Brien. I'm the host of the Deep Resilience podcast. And in this podcast, I'm going to be sharing with you the right tools, skills, and insights that you need to stay mentally strong, no matter what life is throwing your way right now. I'm here to support you, coach you, and comfort you as you navigate through the hard times of your life. Today, I am going to share with you a technique or a foundational technique, I would say, when I start to work with people who are really feeling overwhelmed in their life and they're really feeling powerless or are really confused or totally overwhelmed by what they're going through in that moment. The first concept I will often teach to people is this concept of finding your point of power and returning to your point of power every time you get, anxious, overwhelmed, distressed, like confused, don't know what to do, feel hopeless. Anything that kind of starts when you start to feel out of control, when your mind starts spinning, your emotions are running wild, and you feel like you're losing that centeredness and strength inside you, return to your points of power. So I'm going to help you today to find your point of power, a place where you can return to anytime that life gets really crazy, tricky, you feel out of control, and you need to find your center again, okay? Now, I want to give you an analogy for this. So in bullfighting, it is believed that in the midst of a bullfight, that a bull can find a particular area of safety and power in the arena, a physical place in the arena. And once he sets up this point of power, once he's there in that place, it's a chance for him to reclaim his wits, focus, and find his strength again. Now, he may only be there for just a couple of seconds, but those couple of seconds make a big difference. Because as long as the matador in a bullfight can keep that bull busy, reactive, stressed, hustle him around, then the matador is in control. But when the bull finds his point of power, when he finds his center, he gathers his strengths and focus. From the matador's perspective, it is at this point that the bull becomes dangerous to him, because the bull has taken his power back. The matador is no longer in control. So this is a great metaphor for, when I work with people when they're going through a crisis, a heartache, a breakdown, or they're going through a really big business failure or something really tricky is happening. It can often feel like we've lost our power in the arena of life. We're getting hustled and pushed around and locked in cycles of stress and fear and reactivity. We feel like things are getting, racing, and repetitive thoughts are ramping up our distress. We feel a bit out of control. We're fixating on all kinds of things that are often out of our control. For instance, we may find ourselves rehashing the past over and over again. Maybe we made a mistake. We have a regret. We have a resentment towards someone. We're beating ourselves up, putting ourselves down, replaying mistakes, or thinking about what others have done to us or not done for us. But we cannot control what happened in the past. What's happened has happened. Similarly, we cannot control everything that's going to unfold in the future. These are the things that are often hustling us around. We can't control what's going to happen in the future. No matter how many what-if scenarios we play out, we can't, predict how world events are going to unfold. We can't control what other people will do or are going to do. We can't control everything about how what the government is doing, or how our personal situations will unfold, a health problem, a financial problem, a relationship problem. We can't figure out what's going to happen in life after a big change or transition. And the more you focus on the past and the future and the things that are outside of your control, the more stressed and helpless and frantic and overwhelmed you are likely to feel, right? This is like getting hustled around the arena by the matador of your mind and your emotions. So in the same way that a bull takes back his power when he takes that physical pause in the arena to gather himself and tap into his focus and strength, so can we. But for us, it's not going to be a physical place. We find our point of power by focusing on the present moment, taking things one moment at a time, and staying focused on what you can control. Yeah, you can control your actions in the present moment. Research shows that by taking actions that are life-affirming and in alignment with your values, that you will start to feel more empowered, more confident, more hopeful, more in control. So here's how you find your point of power. 2 steps. 1, pay attention to the present moment experience. You can do that by taking a deep, slow, full breath and feeling the breath in, feeling the breath out, and then bringing all of your attention into your direct experience of the present moment, your sense perceptions, what you can feel, see, smell, touch, and taste. Be present. You don't have to rehash the past, figure out your entire future. Just take it one moment at a time. Remind yourself you only have to deal with one moment at a time, this moment right now in front of you. So for instance, if you're going through a divorce, okay, that's like, you might have been rehashing what everyone did to you and what you done, and it's not fair, and trying to figure out what you're going to do with your entire life. And the more you do that, the more you start to spin out of control. Whenever you start to spin out of control, like bring it back right now. Right now, you're in the office signing the divorce paper. You feel your bottom on the seat, pen moving on the paper. You only have to deal with this one moment at a time. Now, sure, there's a time when you want to think and plan about the future, but you can do that at one particular time of the day. You can sit down, make some constructive planning, think about next steps, and then leave it. So anytime you start to feel really overwhelmed, really stressed, really anxious, really hopeless, out of control, it all feels overwhelming, come back to the present moment. You only have to deal with one thing and one moment at a time. Step 2, focus on what you can control. So ask yourself a simple question. What is one positive or helpful thing that I could do right now? Like for myself, for others, for the situation. What's one positive, helpful thing I could do right now? Then act. You won't always need to take action. You can always just return to your point of power by coming back to the present moment. Sometimes that's just enough, just to regain a sense of centeredness and strength. But as needed, focus on what you can control and then act. So as you go about your daily life in the week ahead, and certainly in any time that you start to feel really anxious, helpless, frantic, stressed, just see if you can practice this. Just return to your points of power. Come back to the present moment. Focus on what you can control. Act. It's kind of like we're living the serenity prayer here. Remember the serenity prayer? Accept the things you can't change. Just be present. Allow things to be. Allow the present moment to be as it is. Just be present. Take it one moment at a time, and then change the things you can. So this is the practice for the week ahead. And of course, just remembering this if you ever need it to support you through difficult times. I hope this is helpful for you. I am practicing alongside you with all of this stuff, and I'm really grateful to be, here in a community of people that are practicing becoming stronger and wiser and kinder, more loving people, and hopefully in some way our practice here will ripple out and be a light to the people around us. Maybe we can show up and be a slightly nicer version of ourselves, and in some way our strength will ripple out from there, and in some subtle way make a difference in the world. All right, my blessings to you. My heart is with you. I'm practicing with you, and I look forward to the next episode. Till then, take care. If you know someone who you think might benefit from listening to this episode, share it with them. Sharing it could really help them to feel better and improve the quality of their life. And if you found this episode helpful, remember to subscribe to this podcast so that you can receive more tips on growing your inner strength and keep practicing along with us every week. And if you'd like some more support in becoming mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stronger, come check out the offerings I have to support you on my website at melieobrien.com. As well as coaching and course options, I also have a bunch of free resources for you, including a free Deep Resilience Care Package, which you can begin to use right away to get some immediate relief from stress and suffering, improve your resilience and mental well-being, and help you navigate whatever you're going through with more wisdom, skill, and confidence. You can find the links for all of that in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care and stay strong.